Hey, welcome to Learn the Tech, show number 11 for March 29th, 2016. Today we're going to talk about a subject that affects everybody, and I mean everybody. How to stay safe with your technology. And you know what? Technology isn't just your computers. People think of technology as being my computers, my tablet, my phone. You know what? Technology is all around us. Technology is everywhere, and technology affects us in every way. Even if you're a non-tech person, some of the tips, some of the discussions we'll have today affect everything. Even if you're non-tech, even if you don't have a phone, a computer, you'll have some information today that's going to be pretty cool, pretty important, even for people that's not even a tech person. So today's going to be an interesting show for that. And this is, of course, a subject that's submitted by you. You are the ones that actually give me the subjects that we talk about. If you have a subject, you can send it at helpwithyourcomputers@gmail.com. You can post a little comment below the video and say, hey, I want to have a show about this. Let me know, and I'll be happy to make one. I'll be happy. You know what? What's cool about Learn the Tech is not only that you learn something, but I often learn something also, because in Learn the Tech, I sometimes have to go a little deeper into subjects that I'm not really sure of. But you know what? I look and I learn with you guys and girls out there. It's really cool. So welcome to Learn the Tech, show number 11 for March 29th. So how to stay safe with technology? It's really a complex issue here. You know, there's these bad guys everywhere. And I can tell you one thing. They all want to have a little part of your money. They all want to have a little part of something that just basically makes you go, you know, it's incredible the amount of people that their jobs, you know, a client of mine that got stolen asked me once, how can they go and steal me with all the security that I have in my home? They still were able to steal without nobody knowing about it. And you know what? The answer is simple. We all have a job. We have a job of doing something in life. We maybe had a job in the past, and now we're retired. We maybe have a job now. You know what? We learn, and our job is we work hard to do something. And you know what? When your job is stealing 40 hours, 60 hours a week, all I want to do is steal. Well, everybody that works hard at his job becomes good at his job. Well, somebody want to steal information, somebody want to steal your credentials, somebody want to steal money from you. They also become really good at doing that because that's the only thing they work on. It's simple. It's a simple rule. Work hard on something and you'll do it. Work on being a bad guy. You're a good bad guy. You'll be able to do a lot of stuff. Pretty amazing. So first aspect we're going to talk about is the famous ATM. We all go there. We all go get money from time to time at the ATM. And you know what? That's one part of your technological security. You know, I don't think today people would say, hey, guys talking about ATMs. I know how to stay safe at an ATM. Really? How many of you out there that are watching or will watch this show got their bank card cloned? I did, and I'm a tech guy. And I did, twice. Thank God they didn't have time to take any money. Thank God the bank that I'm doing my transactions was really fast at, oh, we're going to shut it off. The way I got notified is once somebody from the bank called me. The second time, I went to withdraw some money at the ATM, and the message appeared, call your bank. And I called, and didn't have to change anything. They just said, look, here's a temporary PIN number. When you get to the ATM, change it to a PIN number that you will use. And that's what I did. and it worked fine. So when you go to the ATM, there's a few things you need to check for. First of all, are you going to an ATM that's kind of the independent ATMs with, from a bar or a grocery store, or, it's like it doesn't have a real bank name. It has just ATM of some sort. They usually cost a fortune in all sorts of fees. Try to avoid those. You know what? Bad guys, what they do, they put fake ATMs there, in which every time you put your card in, they read it, they read the PIN number, and they reuse it. They're able to clone the information from your card because they have these fake ATMs. Oh, the ATM will give you money, but it's just gonna also clone your card so that they can give all that information to a bad guy. Go to a bank ATM. Always go to your bank. The best way is to go to your own bank, and if you have to get money from an ATM, go to your own bank, or go at least to a bank. These ATMs are much better. They're more secure. They're in a bank environment. They are more controlled than these weird ATMs that you find everywhere, that are usually anyways bad to use because they have too many fees when you want to have cash. But these are bad usually. Not all the time. Some are great. A bar that I go to here and very near, I know that the ATM is owned by the owner of the bar, which is a friend of mine. So I know the ATM is okay. It still has high fees, but it's still okay. But a lot of those are bad. So that's the first thing that you should check. Don't go at weird ATMs to get money or cash. Usually these aren't very, very secure. And you know what? It's the best way to get your money stolen, your identity stolen, your card stolen. It's one of the bad places to go. When you go to a store, when you go to a garage to get some gas for your car, be very careful. Lots of fake ATMs out there. Where's the second place where people get cloned their cards or steal money? It's when they go to the grocery or the very small, 7-Eleven type place, where generally it's a very small place. It's very small. They only have one little, ATM thing, or one little distributor where you just insert your card or you just swipe your card. That's another place where it's got to be careful. Okay, when you go to a store and you use your cards, and we all have cards, make sure that you always see your card. Make sure that there's no possibility of someone swapping the card with another card. Make sure that, the worst thing that can happen is that you give your card to that person in the store, and she moves away with your card, and you don't see your card anymore. Never, never, never. Every time you swipe your card, every time you use your card, it should be right there in front of you. Never, never you have to give it to someone. You should always keep it in your hand. You say, I'll swipe it myself. I don't want you to. You're allowed to do that. Be very careful. Very small stores are the worst place, unfortunately, because one of the tricks that the bad guys use is for example, the bad guy will tell his wife, okay, you're going to get a job at that little store there. They're looking for someone. They're looking for a cashier. So they get there and they do a few weeks and they get, that confidence where the boss says, oh, okay, it's cool. And when the confidence there, the bad guy is going to say, hey, now you're going to bring the ATM that I have here in my home, because bad guys have all these electronic gadgets. You're going to exchange the one with the one in the store. This one, it's a bad one. I can actually swipe or get the information when you type your PIN or everything. So that's another reason why you got to be very, very careful where you go and when you use your cards. It's just incredible the amount of people that get clone cards because of that. So, you know what? Don't go to a store thinking, well, it's safe, it's okay here. always be careful. And you know what? The people are using more and more cards because cards make it easy. You know, you just swipe or you just enter the card, you pin, and it gets in our habits. But I always tell everyone, you know what? That is not the perfect habit. It's easy, and people like easy. People like things that are easy to do. Don't do easy stuff. You know, get good hard cash. As a tech guy, I use cash probably 75 to 80% of my time. And if I use cards, I use them always at the same place where I know it's always right. But in a place that I never been to, I don't use cards. I'll go to the ATM of my bank, I'll get the money that I want, and I'll pay cash for everything. You know that thing where everybody wants to pay with their cards is a bad habit. And it's a bad habit because sometimes it also includes fees of any sorts. Get cash. Don't think that your bank, because everybody's like, oh, the bank, if my card's cloned or anything, the bank's gonna give me back my money. Don't think that it's always like that. I have a lot of people that I know that got their money stolen. They didn't get it back because the bank said, hey, you were careless in the way you used your cards. So, you know what? Who cares? I'm not going to give you your money again. So always think of your security, your money. It's your money, and it's incredibly hard to earn money. We all know one thing, very fast to spend, kind of hard to get, and you have to work hard to get it. So be careful with your habits, the way you do things. The famous pay pass. Hey, let's just, put the card there, but without a pin, without nothing. Hey, I just bought for $40 of whatever. That's another thing where you see the laziness of the average population. You know what? Why do we have PayPass? Because a bank, because credit card companies somewhere said, hey, people don't like to insert the card. Here in Canada, in the United States, we see it right now. I was reading a report where it shows that in the United States, it's like one of the last places on earth where PIN is still not there. And that makes me laugh because PIN is much secure compared to signature. There are even stores in the United States that decided that, no, we're going to revert back to swipe and signature because PIN, people find it complicated and it's long. It's like, what the hell, you people? You know what? That's much more secure to have card and PIN than a signature. Who cares? Everybody can sign your name. What the hell are you thinking? PIN is better. It's not the most secure thing, but it's better. It's at least better. Here in Canada and most of the world, PIN is something that's, every day. Here in Canada, it's been years. We all go and answer the card and PIN. There's no more signature. It's useless to do a signature. It's always been useless. It's always been the worst thing you can do anyway, because anybody can kind of make like it was their signature. It's not that hard to do if you apply yourself. So, you know what? Companies said, hey, people, it's long to put the PIN. So why not do, up to $50 or $100, tap and pay. That's going to be cool. Let's tap and pay. It's easy. It's one of probably the worst problems of any cards today. You know what? I have cards that have tap and pay. And every time I get a card that says on it, pay pass, what a horrible feature. Yeah, it's fast for you. It's fast for me. It's like, let's tap and pay. Let's go. Problem is, that is the most unsecure feature of any cards. And you know what? There was a show here in Canada where people used a laptop and a reader and were just passing by close to people and were swiping credit card information of the people that were there. And everybody was saying, hey, your credit card number is this, a MasterCard from this bank, and that's the number. And everybody was baffled. How can you do this? You got to think. PayPass. What's PayPass? PayPass is you tap and pay. It means there's an exchange of information there. And you haven't done anything except just tap a card. What makes you think that once it's in your pocket, there's a difference? There isn't. If anybody uses that type of information, they can just pass by real close to you, and they'll have whatever they want. And you know what? These cards give 50 to 100 bucks. Hey, a bad guy, you know, and I'm surprised it still hasn't happened yet. A bad guy will just go into, you know, like, we'll go into a mall where there's a lot of people, and with that thing, you just pass closely to everybody all the time. You know what's going to happen? The guy's going to get, like, you know, in one afternoon, you know, tens of thousands of dollars by taking $50 off everybody's cards here and there. Oh, the credit card in the banks are going to say, oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to just give you the money back. It's okay. Still, it's just so careless and so dumb. You know, people are so lazy that we have to do this. And this is totally insecure. This is technology called RFID. You know, there's talk about it in a long time because there was talk about people could get chips under their skins, and we could RFID when they go through, for example, an airport scanner when they go to somewhere, you know, for a vacation or whatever. This is totally insecure. It should not even exist as a technology. This is completely, completely insecure. You know what? There are some things that you can use to protect yourself. There's little cards like this, credit card protector, or you know, bank card protectors. These are basically using a technology, usually like a metal shield, that blocks RFID from going from your card and the terminal. Basically, what happens in an RFID is that the terminal will usually simply send a signal. The signal goes to the chip, and the RFID chip kind of lives up because the signal sent, the radio signal, gives it enough energy to respond back and say, oh, hi, this is my ID, this is what I do, this is how it works. And, you know, you just get money out of it, and that's it. So you have credit card protectors. You've got wallets. My wallet, I'm a tech guy. My wallet is an RFID shield wallet. So it means that if you go next to me, you won't be able to read my cards. My cards are shielded by the wallet I use. Women's purse, there are RFID shielded women's purse. You know, think about that when you purchase your next wallet, your next purse. Why not get an RF shielded purse or an RF shielded wallet? And you know what? They're not even more expensive than the regular wallets, but it protects you. It protects you because people cannot just go by you and try to swipe 50 bucks out of you or from your bank or whatever. So these are things you got to think about. You know, at least if you like RFID tap and pay, why not put everything in a shielded environment where you cannot get that money easily? That's one thing you need to check for. Online shopping. That's one of the other things that a lot of people say, online shopping, I'm not really sure, you know, what should I do? Some people are scared. They never do online shopping. They never do online transactions of any sort. What can you do in online shopping to protect you? Well, you know what? There are a few things. One of the first things, always buy from a known online store. Amazon. Amazon is a known name. I buy from Amazon all the time. It is a good place because everybody knows Amazon. So Amazon, you know, all the names that we come to know, all the companies that we've used in the past that now are online, That's safe. So start by doing online transactions in places that are secure because you know they are well-known brands of online shopping stores. Then, of course, you'll get smaller stores. There are a lot of small online shops, and you know that a lot of them are quite all right, but you don't really know. You know, you're looking for that special little thing, and you find it in this store where you're not sure. I don't know who these guys are, but you know, they could be. One thing you can check for is just check out if they are first in the store on the information they have in the website. Where are they located? Do they have a brick and mortar store? Are they on a street somewhere and everybody knows they are there? You can try to check out that information. You're not really sure again, but you really want to have something? Well, two other things you can do. You know what? For people that aren't sure if they want to buy online and they're afraid to get stolen, why not get a prepaid card? You can get prepaid Visa, MasterCards for as low as, you know, $25, $50. You know what? If you buy a prepaid Visa for 50 bucks, well, the worst that can happen is a prepaid card. It's like a debit card. You'll lose 50 bucks. You know, if you use your high limit $10,000 credit card, well, they can take a lot of money out of that card. But if you buy a prepaid card when you don't know and you're unsure, at least they can get more money than they had on a prepaid card because it's not a credit card. That's one thing to stay safe. You can also get a second credit card. Often I tell people, well, okay, you're not sure. Why not get yourself a small credit limit card? So your bank's giving you, I don't know, 7,500 on your card. Why not get a card with a 500 limit? If you buy online, you buy with your 500 limit. You can get more than 500, that's the limit. So that's something that, you know, you won't lose too much if you lose. That's another thing they can do. Pretty much every bank will give you a small amount card if you ask, because you just tell them, you know, it's for online shopping. You don't want to be ripped off. They'll be happy to do it because they don't want to be ripped off. Because most of the time when that happens, of course, they have to give you back your money. So they lose also. So, you know, usually they don't say nothing. They say, yeah, cool. I'm going to give you a small limit card. You know, make sure that you shop somewhere that is known, and be careful where you give your credit card. Make sure that when you're on your credit card or on your shopping site, that it's a secure site. Usually at the top, you'll have secure information. Let me give you an example. Say I want to go to my PayPal account. Going to PayPal, my line here becomes green with a little padlock. That means it's secure. That means this is the official page. The padlock tells me, yep, you're in a secure website. Sometimes you'll see HTTPS for HTTP secure. That's also encrypted. That's something that you might want to do. So that's, you know, another thing, talking of PayPal, you're afraid to get ripped off. A lot of shops today are using PayPal. They're accepting PayPal. You know what? There's one good thing about PayPal. When you buy online, say from eBay, by using PayPal, if you have a credit card in PayPal, the buyer never sees your credit card information. It only has PayPal that tells them you have sent them this amount of money. They can get more because it's what you send them. So PayPal will give you a security side to buying online. eBay transactions. A lot of people got ripped off on eBay. If you do eBay transactions, remember that when you sell items, wait to make sure that the payment cleared before sending anything. Yes, you can take advantage of the information of the people that buy. For example, I buy all the time So every time I buy on eBay, they always send me immediately the stuff with my payment that I did probably immediately, because they see that I have a 100% score and that I bought hundreds and hundreds of items. So they say, well, that guy's good because he's bought so much. And so he always gives the money and it's always okay. But there are stories. I've seen a story once of a guy that sold a laptop on eBay. Payment $800. The guy's a really high-end laptop. It's like a $1,500 more than laptop. And he's got $800 and he's happy because he knows that he won't be able to get $1,500. Payment $800. Immediately he ships the laptop. What he didn't look at is, oh, the guy only bought 6 items. And the second thing that he didn't look at is that it goes to a country like the Philippines, or some country where it's kind of more complicated. It doesn't go to the US or Canada or a country that's a little more secure. Sorry for anybody in the Philippines or whatever. I don't want to mean anything by that, but sometimes you got to check out. Basically, laptop goes, and 2 days after, PayPal withdraws the $800 from his bank account and says, whoa, no. We're taking back our money because the credit card at the other end that was used, finally, it didn't clear. So what happened? Well, loses $800, but the laptop is gone. It's shipping somewhere. The end of the story, it cost him $300 to get the laptop back by asking to have it sent back to him. So not only didn't he sell, but he lost $300 getting the laptop back. You got to be careful about that. Careful of what you use and what you do. Very important. When you shop online, it's very, very, very important that when you give your credit card information, you give it to known sources of people that will sell you something. And we have to stop being a little lazy. There's a lot of laziness in our online shopping, in the way we do things, and it's natural. It's the human way of doing things. Let's do it as simple as possible. But the problem is, online shopping, you ain't seeing anybody out there. There's nobody out there. There's nothing. You can't touch or call someone half of the time. Be wise, check out who you're giving your credit card info to. Check out who they are. Have the sense of going to Google and maybe asking, for example, I want to buy kids' toys from abc.com. Go on Google and say abc.com kids toys and look at what people say. When somebody is bad, usually there's a lot of places where you'll see, oh, these guys are wrong, these guys are bad, these guys steal our stuff. This guy stole my money and I never received anything. You got to be careful. There's always that possibility that is honestly, things got stolen in the mail or whatever. But always be careful and know where you buy stuff. Always be careful of these things where basically, you know what? I saw this Gucci watch, and basically it's $800 everywhere. But that website, they got it for $179. You know what? Fake. It ain't true. It ain't possible. A friend of mine was telling me the other day, hey, the shoes you bought for $250. I saw them online for $59.99. It isn't the same thing. It's impossible that it's the same thing. It's impossible that somebody has a price that's so low for the same thing. When you look at it, you notice it ain't the same thing. When you get it, you notice it ain't the same thing. You see that it's not. There's a lot of fakes out there. eBay is one of the worst places for fakes. You want to buy diamonds, want to buy gold stuff, you want to buy watches, eBay has fake stuff scattered around. And you know what? If it's too good to be true, you gotta remember it's too good to be true. It's impossible. It's too good to be true. Always remember that. There isn't any, oh wow, this is incredible. I bought this at a quarter of the price you paid. It ain't the same thing. I'm sorry. It might look the same. It ain't the same thing. Email. You know what? After this show, I'm actually going to my tech guy job because somebody called me today. It's a business. And the guy called me at 1 p.m., said, look, I need your help because I got ransomware and my files got encrypted. So I immediately told him, shut down your computer. We'll see what we can do. You know how it came? Email. First thing that he said, I clicked an email from a client of mine. It had a zipped file in attachment. Now we don't know. You know, I'm going to, just after the show, I'm leaving, I'm going there. What is it going to be like? Did it encrypt everything? You know, I know for a fact that person has a backup. That's why backups are important. He's got a backup, so probably damages are not too bad. But let's say that person decided that it's not worth it to do a backup only once a month. I mean, it's a business. Every day there's transactions with that person. That could be really, really bad. That could be extremely horrible. And you know what? Email. Never open. You know what? I would ban from email attachments. They are way too dangerous, and there shouldn't be any email attachments. They shouldn't exist. It's way too bad. I'm sorry. Email scams. Hey, it's Judy. I'm out. I'm for vacation in the Netherlands. And you know what? I got my wallet stolen. I don't have any credit cards, any money. Can you transfer me some cash? I'm going to give it back to you when I come back home. Okay, is Judy really gone on vacation? Is your best friend on vacation for real? Is your family member on vacation? Why don't you call and see, did they go on vacation? A lot of people fall for that scam. My best friend's gone on vacation and he's got nothing, everything got stolen. A lot of people fall for that scam. Why? Because it's, you know, very, very primitive. Your best friend, your family member, your sister, your mother. The first thing that you have is a reaction of, oh my God, my best friend or my family is in danger. So the reasoning that we have in our brain changes suddenly. We kind of go from I'm going to think about it to, oh my God, I need to help. And panic mode is never a good mode for anything in technology. Panic mode won't bring you anywhere. Panic mode won't save you from anything. What you need to do is just sit down, relax, take a breath of fresh air, call your friend, call your family member. They don't answer, call somebody that might know if they're gone. Think for yourself. Did they tell me they're going on vacation? Unfortunately, a lot of people fall for that one. It's incredible. But it's because it reaches our little panic mode every time. Then we have to be careful because it's never a good thing. Email scams. Hey, I'm a rich guy from Ghana. And you know what? In my country, I am the son of King Abdullah Magbuga. And I like the name, Abdullah Magbuga. And you know what? I've got 20 million euros. The only problem is I can't get it out without your help. Yeah, sure. A guy from the other side of the earth chose you to help him. Did you ever think of, why me? If I had 20 million Canadian dollars to give away or need help, You know what? I just go across here and go to my neighbor and say, hey, can you help me? I got $20 million, but I need $5,000 to have the paperwork to have it, and I'll give you $1 million. I wouldn't go halfway around the world by email to a nobody that I have no idea who he is or who she is and say, hey, I need your help for that money. Come on. How can people be so gullible? It's incredible. I still can't believe that it works today, because it does. And you know what? In a police report that I had seen on the web, they were saying that 1/4% of the people that received that email actually fell for it and lost. In several cases, many thousands of dollars before they realize it's fake. You know what? 1/4% might not look like a lot of people, but when you sent out 1 million emails, I can tell you that 1/4% of 1 million, okay? Because 1% of 1 million is what? 100,000, not what? It's 10,000, okay? 100,000 is 10%. It's 10,000, a quarter of that. 2,500 people fell for it. And let's say the average gave $2,000. Well, 2,000 times 2,500 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. They make millions now. And just with little bitsy of people. Dating sites, especially it's for pretty much everybody. Guys that fall for, I don't know, Lolita somewhere. Guys that fall for that Russian beauty queen. Hey, I love you. I'm going to meet you soon. But hey, I need $500 to buy my passport because I don't have any money. Oh, yeah. Okay. Too bad. You know, that's what I would say. Too bad. Next. Why the hell aren't you dating someone in your country instead of dating somebody at the other side of the world? Come on. You know, that's all sorts of little things that you got to be careful. Ah, man. Email scams. Your bank account has been frozen because there's illegal activity. Your credit card has been frozen for illegal activity. Click here and answer our security questions, which usually involve giving your social security number and all sorts of details of your birth date and things that the bank don't even ask you when you call them. Come on, call your bank, go see your bank, do something with your bank. Don't answer any emails of any kind that ask information. Never. If you follow that rule, never answer an email that asks some stuff from you. You won't have any problems. Don't answer these. They're incredible. Facebook scams are aplenty. You know one that's actually getting a lot of importance? Some stupid people, some stupid bad guys are actually stealing people's picture. So they're stealing people's profile picture, creating an account, pretending they are that person, and saying, hey, I had a problem with my account. Can you friend me with this account and unfriend me on the other? And basically these people just want to have access to all of your information, give you spam, give you all sorts of bad stuff. That's one of the scams of Facebook actually right now. Be very careful on Facebook who you accept. There's a lot of, hello, my name is Doris and you look beautiful. I'd like to be your friend. Who the hell are you? Why you want to be my friend? No, always refuse. Be careful and make sure that the only persons that can see and can do stuff are your friends, nobody else. It's very important. It's just incredible, all the scams that can happen with Facebook. Make sure that you always stay with only your friends. Be very, very, like email, one of the things I didn't mention, and Facebook's the same. Remember always, your best friend, your family, is your worst enemy in computer security. Why? Because when your best friend sends you an email, when your best friend sends you a message on Facebook, hey, it's my best friend. I just love her. I just love him. Okay, but now he's asking you for something unusual. Always remember, your best friend, your family member is asking for something unusual. Well, that's not normal. That's not in the way things are usually working out. Call them up. Tell them, hey, I received a Facebook mail saying that you're in bad shape and that, or, oh, you've lost 50 pounds in the last 30 days by clicking this link that brings you to a website where they're actually sending you all sorts of viruses, malware, spam, whatever. Always, always keep in mind that when something's weird about any of your family members or friends via Facebook, via email, call them up. Why don't you call them up? You know, it's not because it's 2016, you don't have to pick up the phone and call them. Come on. Phones still exist. You know, Facebook's not the only thing in the world. There's still phones out there. You know, just saying. Just like that, you know. Why don't you call me if you get a message that's weird for me? Instead of, oh, really? Well, okay, I'll send you $1,000 to help you because, oh my God, I know, you know, you're okay. I'm gonna get it back. No problems. Come on, people. Verify everything. Facebook scam. Stop sending out false claims of all sorts of things like, oh, Jeremy's got this really, really exceptional disease, and Facebook is going to give 1 penny or $1 every time you click like. Facebook does not do that. Facebook does not give out money, and Facebook does not do anything. When you actually, you know, one of the things I hate about Facebook, I can tell you that, is hate messages. You know, there's a lot of terrorism, and I see it from my own friends. People are becoming racist. They're becoming really bad against certain communities because they put in their mind Muslim terrorism goes together. And it's not the case. And they start sending through Facebook all these bad images of, look at that guy beat his wife, and it's like 90% of them aren't true. You know what? I, for one, every time I see a friend of mine post something that I know is not true, I take the time to say, this is not true, do not share, and you should remove it from your page. And you know what? Some of my friends don't like that I do that, but you know what? I want to do it because I hate it when people share false information about something. That always pisses me off. Downloading illegal movies, music, software. Hey, I've got Photoshop free with that link. I'll download it now. Yeah, and you'll call the tech guy. That's going to cost you money because you're going to have to remove the malware and the bad software from your computer. Music, games, movies, all of that. It's people that do this, download illegal movies, music, software, and games are my #1 clients. Did you know that? #1 clients. There's always something wrong with their computer. They're always asking me, oh, can you put a good antivirus? No, no antivirus will stop you from receiving viruses, malware, and stuff by doing bad things like this. You know, I know. People say, well, no, the guy, you know, I downloaded tons of songs, and people, this is stealing. I'm sorry, it's stealing. I buy my music. I buy my software. I have Office 365. And I pretty much bought every version of Windows that I ever had, except the ones that came with the computer I had. And I can see some of you watching this and saying, see, that's the dumb tech guy paying for everything. Yeah, sure. I'm the tech guy making money because you are the dumb one downloading everything. So think about who's dumb and who's not before saying anything. Free Wi-Fi, zone where you need to be careful, because free Wi-Fi is often used. You know what? In a statistic that I've seen on the web, they were saying that 1 out of 5 free Wi-Fi area has a bad guy sitting there just waiting to try and steal personal information from you. How? Because most free Wi-Fi hotspots are not encrypted, no password to enter. That means the little packets of data from your computer to the router are open. We can read them if you want, and they're easy to read. It's not like it's complex. Anybody, even a little 14-year-old guy that really wants to, will be able to do it. It's not something that requires, that's one of the things, by the way, that a lot of people think, oh, did you see that hacker that got through the FBI? That guy must be good. He's not good. How he did it? Social engineering. Going through, checking the directory of everybody that works there, calling tech support, saying, hey, I'm Robert, from sector 4G. I forgot my password to the internet. Can you help me with that? And the guy's going to say, oh, well, you have your employee number, and, oh, well, I'm not at home right now, and I don't have it. So, we have a natural way of saying, well, okay, I'm going to help you. It's okay. Come on. You don't do that. It's security, especially in a big place like FBI, NSA, or whatever. You just got to be careful with that. Now, that person didn't have knowledge. It just had a way of going through the normal cycle of things and getting the information you wanted. It's as easy as that. When companies get hacked, you know what? 9 out of 10 times, it isn't the company itself that is at fault. It's a dumb employee that I would fire immediately, by the way, that had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is my password because I don't want to remember a complex password. If you do that, you should be fired. I'm sorry. You have no idea how risky you are for a company. And that's the thing. That's what's happening right now. The majority of problems with companies and from hacks come from people being too lazy to remember a good password or to just activate two-factor authentication. Wi-Fi, dangerous place. Just do the basic stuff. You know what? On a Wi-Fi network, I connect to Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi from time to time, rarely, because with my iPhone, I have my own hotspot, so I can actually connect through my iPhone for the internet. So most of the time, I'm connected on my connection. But it will happen, say my battery's low, say or my data cap, I'm close to the top of my data cap for the month, I'll transfer to the public Wi-Fi. But you know what? I won't do bank transactions. I won't go buying stuff, going to online stores. I'm just going to do very basic searches on Google, looking at websites that I want to look, news websites, stuff like that. I won't do anything else. I'll make sure that I answer the questions correctly. In Windows, for example, when you go on the Wi-Fi area, it tells you, are you on a public or a private Wi-Fi? Always answer that question correctly. When you say, I'm on a public Wi-Fi, the public Wi-Fi, Windows will just shut down its security. The network's not open anymore, so that means you can't really look into the computer or check for files or things. There's no file sharing possibility. So it really locks you down. Answer the questions correctly. It's very important when you do that. And, use public Wi-Fi as little as possible. Okay? As little as possible. You're on vacation. Now, it's cool. You're on vacation, eh? It's nice. It's warm. You're in Mexico. Wow. This is so cool. But you know what? One of the places where you got to be careful is there with your technology. Public Wi-Fi is dangerous, but a lot of people don't bring anything with them. And they get there, and they're like, oh, I'd like to see my email. Then they go back home a few weeks after. Hey, my email's got hacked. How come? Because if you use computers that are in hotels, offices, whatever, in these places, very often they have keyloggers and somebody's stealing information of everybody that's logging in. Don't use computers you don't know. Never log on or log in to any accounts using computers that are not yours. You better wait till you get back home than have your account stolen or your account hacked because you were on a computer from somebody else. It's very important. And these are very, very dangerous places that you need to be careful about. That's for sure. Downloading software or knowing what to download. You know what? Illegal software, that's one of the first viruses. You know, going to torrents. Oh, you've got the latest AutoCAD, Autodesk, Photoshop. You know what? 9 out of 10 files that are in torrents have viruses in them. And you install the software and you're not infected with a keylogger, with malware, ransomware. It's not worth it. You're going to have to pay a tech guy. You know what? One of the things that I often said, there's a few people that I've had as clients over the years. They were downloading illegal software, but always calling me because they were in trouble. I remember one guy downloading illegal copies of Windows 7 for his computer. And I remember telling him, look, it cost you $300 for the visits that I had to you here. Well, you would have had 3 copies of Windows 7 with that $300. Original copies that were yours to install. Where did you save money here? I don't see where you saved money. You know, people have this weird way of thinking sometimes that makes me go crazy. You know, one of the things that you need to know is how to stay safe on your PC, also in your technology. And a lot of the technology websites, when you look at what tech guys, you know, people laugh at me all the time. I see this even on my YouTube channel. This guy's dumb. It said antivirus is not important. It isn't. I still believe that, and it still isn't. If you think antivirus is important, you don't know what security is. Because that's not what's important. I would run my computer without an antivirus with no problem. Okay? And you know why? Because the number one security is updating your software so that all the security flaws are fixed. That's the number one reason why you get infected with stuff. Through the years of a tech guy, I would tell you that there's kind of 3 rules that I always thought about. And my 3 rules were always, you get infected with malware or whatever because your software is not updated, because you do bad things on the internet, and last, you didn't use proper protection. And what I mean by that is, yes, it is important to have an antivirus. I think for most people, it adds a little security. And I say a little, because I tell you, antivirus adds a little security to what is this big security. This is security. This is what the antivirus does. The rest here is you, and then we get here to other reasons, other security things. So make sure your software is updated. Make sure Windows is up to date. I still have people telling me, oh, my friend told me not to update Windows because it apparently brings malware. You know, you should never listen to that friend again, and never ask that person for any advice of any kind ever again. Okay? That is just the dumbest thing you can hear from somebody telling you, advice on computers. Make sure your security software that you're updated. First of all, that's 90% of your security. Don't download bad stuff. That's another part of your security. That little part here, get yourself an antivirus. And you know what? I don't really care what antivirus. I never answer for anybody. If you've noticed on my wall, I get at least every week. So what's the best antivirus? Or what's the antivirus you use? I don't care. I want to answer that question. If you've got one, it's okay. And I don't care which one you have, because it's okay. And because it's not what's security. And I don't care about it. So make sure you update your operating system. Make sure that your own software updates correctly. Make sure that you don't get caught into fake software downloads on the web. Never click a link that says, hey, you gotta upload, you gotta download Flash Player update because your computer's outdated. Never, 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 never. If you think your Flash Player is outdated, go on Google, learn from where to download Flash Player for real. It's adobe.com, by the way. And you'll probably even know that, well, you got Flash if you have Internet Explorer 11. You've got Flash in Chrome. You've got Flash in Microsoft Edge. You don't need Flash. And there's Firefox. Firefox needs Flash. It's the only one that needs Flash, I think. So, make sure you're updated. Follow your instinct. You know what? Of all the people that I've fixed their computer over the years, when there was a security issue, when there's something wrong, I'd say that 75% of them called me up, or while I was actually removing malware and everything, at least 75 to 80% told me, you know what? When I clicked, I was thinking it looked weird. Maybe I shouldn't click. Instinct. Their basic instincts were correct. You know what? Your instincts are almost always correct. And it always baffles me a little bit that people don't follow their instinct. It's always kind of funny. Your instinct tells you this is weird. It probably is. And it's normal. Follow your instinct. Your instinct tells you, oh, don't click that. Well, you probably saved yourself a tech call. You probably saved yourself a hell of a lot of problems. Why? Because you were kind of, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's a good idea to do that. That's for sure. Same thing with your mobile devices, tablets, phones. Make sure that you upgrade them all the time. Update all the software when it asks you for a software update. Make sure that you are careful. These are computers. Be careful of where you connect Wi-Fi networks, because these are also vulnerable devices. These are also devices that people can take advantage of. Always have a PIN, a code, something that prevents anybody from viewing what's inside your phone. You'd be surprised the amount of information these little things have. If somebody would take my phone and get access, he would have all of my clients, because he would see my calendar. He would have, of course, the list of all my friends and their phone numbers, and in some cases their address. He would have access to my Facebook, which has a lot of information once again. You would have access to a lot of personal stuff. So, lock down your phones and make sure that if it gets stolen, that you can rest in peace saying, well, nobody can have access to my stuff. And why not, make sure you activate on your devices after sometimes a certain number of times that someone enters a PIN, your device gets erased. Every device has that feature, Android phones, iPhones. So if they try too many times, everything will be erased, and you know that you won't lose anything. Use two-factor authentication on all the accounts where you can do it. You've got a smartphone, you've got a cell phone, you got text messages. Almost every account today has two-factor authentication. That means you enter your password, and it's going to send you a code on your phone to tell and ask you, okay, what's the code you got on your phone? That is the best security. Nobody nowhere, even if they have your password, will be able to log into your accounts with two-factor authentication because it's a great security feature. So these are things that you need to be careful. And you know what? Use your common sense. It's just incredible how common sense, unfortunately, is gone. And sometimes it's because of, maybe we're too busy. I mean, we work hard and we just go crazy with everyday life. But you know what? Be careful with everything you do every day. It's better to be careful. It's better to take that extra step. Oh, it takes a little longer. Oh, it's going to make you work a little harder. But you know what? It's going to make you work a hell of a lot harder if something goes wrong because you didn't follow any of your rules. Stolen credit cards, what a hassle. Call the bank, new card, have to, re-enter that card everywhere you buy stuff. Stolen computers, stolen stuff, stolen personal info, how crazy you can go with that. One last little thing, check your credit reports at least once a year. Make sure that everything looks right, that nobody did something with your credit without your knowledge. It happens. Most credit agencies have a way of getting the credit report free of charge. So once a year, try to get your credit report. It's important just to see that everything's all right. And this was Learn the Tech show number 11. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't scare you to like you're going to stay in your home and you're not going to go outside ever again because it's too dangerous. It isn't that bad, but it is a world out there where every chance that you take can be bad. So don't take any chances. Don't give the advantage to anybody, and you'll always be okay. So this was Learn the Tech show number 11. Hope you enjoyed. Next week, of course, it's always a subject that you guys and girls ask me. Next week, how does the internet work? How is what I'm saying now going to your home? How is it that a web page, gets to your computer? Where is everything stored? And basically, we'll look at where it comes from, where did it all start, to everything that we do today, and the links between every computer. How does it work? And how does a computer know where you need to go to get the information you're asking in Google? We're all going to check that next week. So if you want to know how the internet works, next week, Learn the Tech. Take care, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed the show. See you next week. Learn the Tech. Bye-bye. Have a nice week.